Hey, as you all know, I did got S1 Cartethyia, and for this video, I've been meaning to try for a while is to just test out our first 1.0 character, which is Jiyan, and our latest character, Cartethyia, and to compare they're both Aero DPS characters, and this will be interesting because I'm gonna go through the S0 Cartethyia versus S1 Jiyan because that is what I have. I have S1 Jiyan, and we're gonna go through forward S1 Cartethyia, and then maybe later on I'll do some pulls, or maybe I just buy it from the shop. We'll go ahead and try S2 Cartethyia. Sounds good? I'm thinking of just doing it on this side, the echoing tower. There's no buff for Aero, there's no buff for fusion and all that stuff. So we're just gonna go through with just solo Cartethyia, and then we're gonna go forward to Jiyan's team. Thing is, I would have added Verena right here, but I know Verena doesn't buff her because Verena gives like attack percent instead, right? Okay, let's just hope that it's gonna be fine. I don't really want to test too hard at this because we still have a lot to go through with Jiyan especially. We'll see. I know the damage is a lot, but I don't get any buffs at all. There's no healer anymore. Wait. No, actually, I don't actually know. I'm still a bit unsure of like how I play her sometimes. It seems like I find her somewhat clunky. I know she's not. She moves very smooth. I use clunky the wrong way here. But it's like the way my rotation goes with her is a bit off. I do feel that way sometimes. But look at the time. I made it in time. That's crazy actually. Wow, that's insane. In a way, I kind of see. I thought that maybe I wouldn't be, but it's fine. Oh, what a good outro! What a good way to end the tower. Wow, this is just crazy that she can solo this whole echoing tower alone. Yeah, all right. This is great. I think this is the team that we'll be using for Jiyan. And Jiyan, by the way, does have his signature. Unfortunately, I don't have a signature for Shopkeeper. And of course, Motafi used Condenser, so we can switch to Jiyan a lot sooner, right? I don't want Cartethyia to actually overly power grab Jiyan. That would be bad for the game, actually. Okay, this team actually isn't all that bad. Actually does a lot better. Okay, I do think it actually did so much better actually. That's not bad. That's quite good. Time is quite nice for Jiyan as well. Honestly, I'm kind of glad. Yeah. I imagine if Cartethyia were to use like a whole build team. Yeah, that would be crazy. Because right now she's already doing pretty damn well with just solo. Yeah, I'm so mad. Yeah, the thing is that I know that the other characters are not doing any damage at all. Motafi is unbuilt, and Jiyan is the only DPS here. Jiyan is the only character that I actually fully built the whole skill set and everything. And good echoes. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention to you that Cartethia's echoes is not all that great. I don't know how to feel about it. Here's the thing, I'm gonna be honest straight up with you here. We just had Jiyan last patch due to the anniversary. And can you imagine the amount of people actually pulled for Jiyan during that time? Because like, hey, they missed Jiyan maybe in the first patch and then they quit the game. And then now Jiyan is back, they returned to the anniversary thinking that they should get Jiyan. And then the next patch, Jiyan got power grabbed by Cartethyia. It's just not a good look. But yeah, now I'm just curious to see that whole fully built Cartethyia team. Okay, it's not exactly fully built because Sanwa here, I never touch her at all. Her kits, they're all like level 1 or 4, 1 to 4. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage with Sanhua. Okay? Alright. Gonna use this first. Set the energy real quick. That. And do this. I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, probably shouldn't have. It's alright, it's alright. We'll make it in time. Nice, good job. Oh my god, didn't make it in time. Oh, we missed it. Damn it. Didn't get the buff. Oh, good job, good job. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of messed up the rotation there. But it's alright. Wow. Yeah, Jiyan is doomed, man. He's so doomed. And this is me playing in the worst rotation possible, okay? And again, I have to remind you that Sanhua here is not built at all. Yep, this is crazy. Honestly, they're not doing all that different right now. But we'll just have to see. Switch back to Cartethyia and do a lot of damage, right? Do a lot of damage with Cartethyia. Okay, Cartethia's team is better. Yep, so much better. It's crazy, man. Oh no, Jiyan. Nobody's gonna play you now. Nobody's gonna play Jiyan now. Yep, Jiyan is doomed. Mending this. I don't know, man. It's just so much damage. So much shit is going on in the screen right now. But look, Cartethyia is just a lot more fun and a lot more relaxed, relaxed to play with as well. That's one thing. Like I just played Cartethyia with just one hand earlier, soloing. That's the truth. Yep, and I'm gonna beat this. Use the echo real quick. There we go. I don't think the time was really that different though. I think the time from before was like 29 seconds, 3 minutes 29 seconds, and Jiyan is like 3 minutes 24 seconds. Okay, now that we know that Cartethyia does do a lot better in comparison to Jiyan when it comes to like her full team, and if I were to do the perfect rotation of Cartethyia, she might actually do so much better than Jiyan. We are gonna unlock this S1 real quick, but before that, let's check how does it work, right? You need to inflict a bunch of aero erosion. Now, Cartethyia, whether you like it or not, her damage is not mostly considered as aero erosion. A bunch of these damage, like from her forte right here, most of them are not aero erosion damage, but only when she does stage 4 inflict 1 stack aero erosion. This is stage 4 of the basic attack, and there's a bit more, the mid-air attack, the punching attack, it does aero erosion. There's a little bit more right here, the skill is considered as aero erosion, but like I said, her forte is not considered as aero erosion. And when you become Fluid Elise, you don't like do a lot of aero erosion. Just so you know that Fluid Elise have a very similar playstyle as Zani, where she take away the Spectral Frazzle by turning into her own damage, right? Fluid Elise does do a bunch of aero erosion, but most of her damage also takes away all of the aero erosion, which means if you don't already know, aero erosion, if it inflicts on the enemies, it creates some sort of bleeding mechanic where the enemy will continuously get damage. If you use Fluid Elise, none of that will ever happen because she takes away the aero erosion and she does that damage herself. So, now that we got that out of the way, that looks great. That feels good to finally actually unlock it because I've been saving that just to make a video. Now I won't be playing the game while commentating this time around, but instead just do a voiceover and maybe show like a Jiyan comparison to S0 comparison to S1 Cartethyia, right? And that's about it. You can already tell by now that my rotation for S1 Cartethyia is already 1,000 times better by maintaining the circle from Shopkeeper's ult in comparison to earlier where the Thundering Mephis just decided to teleport outside of the circle and it kind of messes up a couple things, right? But despite that, you can't deny there's like a huge gap difference on how fast I am dealing with this boss. With Cartethyia S1, 40 seconds in, I'm already halfway there. And I have 40 seconds left to spare this time around. Meanwhile, as S0, I had about 26 seconds. That's a very huge upgrade nonetheless. Now here's the thing. For this video, I wanted to just get Cartethia's S2, whether I buy it or just pull for it. I was thinking of pulling for it because why not, right? I'm gonna get S2 anyway, so I can save the corals for different times. But Kuro decided to just post it Prolova drip marketing. It was crazy. Now the thing is that I'm already at pity because I was trying to get S2 Cartethyia, whether you believe it or not. Like 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 55. I'm already at 55 pity. So one more 10 pull could mean I'd be getting a 5-star already. And if I get Cartethyia, I lost all my pity, right? And then I have to go through like guarantee, and I also want Prolova's weapon. I think about those things, right? So now I'm just thinking maybe I should just buy it instead. So I'm sorry if you guys waited for that session because there's not gonna be a pulling session in this video. So let's just go ahead and use our corals and get our S2 Cartethyia. And I know S3 Cartethyia is game breaking. It's game changing. You don't need Ciaccona anymore. That is the stopping point of you getting Cartethia's resonance chain. But yeah, we're gonna get this. Yep, buy it. No turning back now. And let's just go and unlock it. Now this is mostly just a damage boost. It doesn't really change your playstyle whatsoever. And of course a lot more aero erosion stacks, so that's great. But if I were to have Ciaccona in the team, it would be insane. And S3 provides that. You don't need Ciaccona anymore, right? That's the best part. At this point, I just gave up trying too hard to beat this boss. Cartethyia S2 is just completely different, given Cartethyia herself is kind of dealing huge number of damage and not just focusing on the ult fleur-de-lis. And I know that you don't exactly need Ciaccona even in S0 for Cartethyia to be good, but now with S2, you can already kind of clearly see that Ciaccona is just no longer necessary. I know many of you think that S3 is a good stopping point because that is when fleur-de-lis attacks start stacking up aero erosion. But if I have to be honest, S1 and S2 is more than enough if you ask me, more than enough for you to even beat the endgame content. I mean, maybe even solo the Whimpering Waves. But if you're really desperate for S3, you can go for it, it's fine. That will make the game extremely easy for you, but I recommend you don't. So there you have it. I do think that this is somewhat a pretty interesting test run. Cartethia's sequences are truly game-changing in terms of her damage. I wasn't expecting for the time to be that far apart in comparison to S1 and S2. And believe it or not, this is the first time I have spent my corals onto a character's resonance chain. So that's cool. No regrets at all. I don't know what I want to do with Jiyan at this point. I will of course be benching Jiyan from here on out until Kuro decides to just give them a buff or something, you know. But yeah, this is the build that I have for her. Like I said, her build isn't really perfect. Like I've seen people have like crit rate or around 70% and then crit damage is like 270% as well. Like it's crazy. I do have the weapon, obviously. I think everybody should have the weapon for Cartethyia. Once again, the weapon is guaranteed the moment you pull for it. And if you don't have Cartethia's weapon, then you'll be missing like ton of her damage because most of the 5-star weapon doesn't really work on her all that much. You can use this weapon, the standard weapon, but it really doesn't give her all that much other than energy regen. And she doesn't really scale off at 10%, so that's kind of a waste, right? Oh yeah, I forgot that I do have this. Yeah. I need to. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this. I did got lucky. So, because this weapon is just made for her, this is what we'll do. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, as for the echoes right here, like I said, no crit damage. I will be trying over and over to get the best. And heavy attack is kind of useless. Like, she barely does heavy attack. This LP right here still needs some changes, I believe. 7.5 and 13.8 crit damage. It's still quite lacking. So there's that, and then there's a waste on the defense stat. There's this guy right here, 8.1. I don't know about this one. Flat attack is a waste. This is pretty damn good actually. Yeah, I probably won't be changing this one because I have energy regen, I have HP percent. Crit rate is a bit low, but it's okay. But because of the crit damage, right, being 18%, is huge. And then there's this one. It's also 13.8, so that's a huge waste. And flat HP instead of percentage. Yeah, that's about it. And I do try to level all of it because I want to be balanced, right? Because Jiyan is also fully leveled except for the skill right here. Yeah, and as for Sanhua, let's go check Sanhua real quick. It's all level 1. I don't try to build her. The healers are done. All healers like Shorekeeper and Verena. Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do anything about them anymore. They're just the same as all the other videos that I made. So if you want to look it up, like go for it. If I'm true, I've never changed anything. I didn't bother upgrading. I probably did upgrade this part, but that's about it. And of course, zero resonance chain for Shorekeeper. That's why in my videos, in all my showcase, I kept missing all the Shorekeeper's intro skill. Yeah, so that's kind of a huge problem that I have. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See ya. Okay, look, you guys are probably wondering why am I not using ARover at all? ARover is basically made for Cartethyia. Heck, they even let you have signature weapon and 5-star weapon. You can even rank it to R3. I'm not gonna do that yet. But yeah, that is insane. A 5-star weapon, rank 3, imagine that. But because the kits of ARover sucks, I can't even enjoy playing ARover with Cartethyia without having Ciaccona, which is also something that you must have because Ciaccona can also provide Spectral Frazzle. And that is what ARover is missing. And because of this, I much rather just use Shorekeeper and an unbuilt Sanhua as Cartethia's best in slot team. That is how much ARover sucks balls. For now at least.